Hi guys, I'm Rahul and welcome back to my channel. Yeah. So welcome to the fourth episode of FAQ, the series what we started recently of Rapper Answers Questions. So I hope you guys have seen. If you guys haven't seen the other episodes, the playlist will be coming in the end of this video, so you can check out the other three episodes what we've already posted. So not wasting too much time, let's jump into the first question. Yay! Yeah, so the first question is from Jameshay Jameshay Deccan. Hi Jameshay. So this was a question posted on one of our live sessions. So he's asked us, I heard that baking soda can raise the pH. See, the thing with pH raising or with using baking soda or anything else, you get different kind of buffers also available to increase or decrease pH, but all these are not a fixed way, right? So you might get what you need for the first time, but the second time when you're adding it, if there is a plus minus, the whole tank or the whole water parameters can fail. So we have to be very careful, especially when adding powder or any kind of liquids, um, because there'll be a sudden spike in the pH which is very very harmful for fish. So that is something we will not be able to make out, and suddenly your fishes can even actually die. So you need to be very careful. So adding these, there is even if you put hydrochloric acid, it reduces pH, but there is no fixed way. So every location the water parameters are different. So it is not like in my place if I add 5 drops of hydrochloric acid it reduces, but in another place if the other conditions are different, if the mineral levels or something else, there's so many elements in water. So you have to be very careful when you add these kind of additives. So the safest bet is get RO water or get an RO unit. I know it is expensive, but that is the best way, because the other ways are not a fixed way, right? And you'll have to do a lot of research before you add something like this to just to variate your, pH. So you need to be very, very, very careful. Yeah, that's why I didn't suggest anything with regards to increasing and decreasing even in the live chat. I remember this question. Yeah. Okay. So with regards to pH meter, I had made a video. So I leave the link in case you guys want to have a look at it. You can. It will be there in the cards on top. So the next question is from Prasenjit Roy. It's about can PP treatment be done for angel fish tank? See, PP, like I said, I made two videos already with regards to PP. So PP is a disinfectant, and all fishes may not be able to handle it, but angels can, because they're very similar to discus. But very mild dose. I've already answered to your question, but I'm just making this to inform the others also about PP. So you need to be very careful while doing it, and I've made two videos with regards to PP treatment and how it has to be done. I leave the link of the latest one on the cards right now, and the other one you can actually check it out. But yeah, so very mild dose of PP can be done, and it is for external use only, and we have to be very very careful. There are a lot of conditions which matter, and I've shown all of that in this video. So please do have a look at this video before doing a PP treatment. So yeah. Third question is from Sagar R. It's about the Arvana prawn feeding video. So Sagar has asked, feeding prawns doesn't pollute water as this meat has juicy things when fish bite. It releases causing water pollute. Okay. First things first, you should feed prawn. A lot of guys have asked me about adding prawns even into discus fish food. But if the fish is eating prawns, only then add prawn. Okay, and add very small portions. If you saw the video, I've been feeding it very small portions, not very big piece, so that the prawn is not lying in the water. If the prawn is lying in the tank without being eaten, obviously it will spoil your water. Like you said, it will start smelling, and your water parameters also will go for a toss. So feed prawn in small pieces where it immediately the fish consumes. If it is left over in the tank for a long time, it will definitely spoil your water parameters. So that is something you need to be very careful. Even in this video, what I've done is I've cut one prawn into five portions and fed it five times. Fed my big arvana also, 5 times separately. Oh, my logo fell down. Yeah, so that's the basic thing. So if your fish is eating prawns regularly, then there's no problem. Yeah, if it is not eating, don't put it in a water tank. It will spoil your water parameters for sure, like you mentioned, Sagar. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen the video of the how to feed prawns to any fish, I leave the links in the cards. So please do have a look. Yep. Fourth question for today is from Suriel Wagmare. I hope I'm very bad with names, so please don't mind. Okay, the question is, can I run UV light 24 bar 7 in my 5 feet discus tank? Suriel, you can definitely add run the UV light. The thing with UV light is that the bulb is got a life. Okay, it's got certain hours of life. Like LED lights have got so many hours, like so many 300 hours or something like that. So depending on the hours, now I think it will be mentioned on the box of your UV light also, how many hours this bulb is going to work. So sometimes like the UV filter which I've used was it would run for 1 year. That is the maximum hours it has. Light hours it is called. So that is the maximum light hours it has. So based on that, you can decide. So now in a 5 feet tank, when the UV light is on, obviously it's doing its work, but the life of it will definitely reduce. So if you're buying a UV light, see to it that you get the replacement of the bulb. Like this UV light, I'm not finding the bulb now. But again, I got an RO unit now, so I don't need a UV because my RO unit has got UV. So I'm not using this. I'm just using this as a pump as of now. But this particular light, I couldn't find the bulb. Okay, so that is an issue with UV light, keeping it on all the time. Otherwise, you can use it if you are getting the bulbs, nothing like it. Yeah, so that is what I think. And if you guys have not seen this video, I will leave the link in the cards. You guys can see my UV filtration, what I used to use in my aging tank. Yep. Last question for today is from Golu Prasad. Okay. Hi, Golu Prasad. If the TDS is high, 780 ppm, oh my god, what is the solution to make it low and ideal TDS? Please tell for discus. First thing, 780 ppm, you cannot keep discus. You have to use an RO unit. But the problem with using an RO unit to reduce it 780 ppm into 200 or 250 ppm, you will be wasting a lot of water. So I don't know what you're going to be doing with the wastewater because the hardness in that wastewater will be very, very high. So to get a for with my experience with my RO unit, what is happening is my initial or the main water which I get is about 200 TDS. So when I'm reducing it to 45 ppm, I'm getting an output of about 300 to 350 is the wastewater. So from a 780, if you're reducing to 200, it will be like crazy. That water cannot be used for anything. So that is a concern, I would say, because you have to save water also. You should also find a way to recycle your wastewater. Don't throw it into the drain. So if you find a way to recycle your water, nothing like it, you please invest in a commercial RO unit. Yeah, I leave the link of that video in the previous FAQ video also. I had left it, so you guys can check it out. Yep. So, but please decide or find out a way to recycle the water. Otherwise, there will be a lot of wastage of water because water is very, very important for all of us and also for the hobby. So we have to preserve it, not simply waste it. Yeah. So please keep that in mind before starting off with an RO unit. Okay. So that's it for today. Today's 5 questions. I hope I could answer or make justice to the questions what you guys have asked. So until our next video, stay safe and yeah, the pandemic is not gone anywhere. So please stay safe. Lockdowns are slowly opening up everywhere. So but we need to be careful. Yeah. So do stay safe and yeah, one more new thing which I started recently is I started doing some research about cryptocurrencies. So it's fun. I think you guys, if you guys want to try out some crypto markets, I have left some links in the video's description, so you guys can check it out. So it's just some you can just try it out for time pass, but be very careful. Uh, you can lose a lot of money, so don't get carried away. Do your research. But if you guys are interested in crypto, do check it out. There are some links where you guys can click and install and try it out. Yep. So until our next video, bye bye. Stay safe.